Let me ask you something. Do you ever imagine what it would feel like if your girlfriend really ran the relationship? But I don't mean just sometimes or like in small ways. No, I mean fully in control. Have you thought about it? I bet you did. Most men can't even admit what they want or, that they want that. But if you're here, you're probably one of the few who secretly want it. I know it. So today I'm gonna tell you what it really feels like to be, the supportive boyfriend to a very dominant woman. I'll give you the confessions I've heard and the psychology behind it, and exactly how a woman expects you to show up when you choose to give her the reins. Are you ready? The first thing I hear from men in these kind of relationships or with these kind of girlfriends is relief. They feel a lot of relief because the moment that the woman or the girlfriend or the wife start making the decisions, it's like stress just melts off them. So they don't have to pick a restaurant or plan the trip or figure out what's manly enough. They just follow. And the secret is they just love it. Even if they don't say it out loud, I see it in their body language. Think about it. How much time do you spend stressing over choices that honestly don't matter? Tell me. Imagine how freeing it would feel to, have a woman tell you, this is what we're doing tonight, this is what you're wearing, this is how you'll act. It's like you feel guided, and that guidance is exactly what makes following her lead so addictive. I'm going to tell you a personal story, okay? So I have an ex-boyfriend, and I asked him how it feels like to be in a relationship with a dominant woman, and he told me that it made him realize how much he wanted to please. When I started making my approval a reward. He admitted that hearing, I'm proud of you, for me, it hit harder than any compliment he ever gotten before. And that's the truth, about being a devoted boyfriend, is that your girlfriend's words matter more than anything in the world. When she says yes, when she praises you, when she looks at you with pride, it just makes you feel so happy. But obviously, it's not everything smooth. Supportive boyfriends, worry what their friends or their family would think of them if they knew. So they wonder, about other people's opinions. And that's when the struggle comes in. Because following her lead isn't just fun, it challenges your ego a lot. You have to be strong enough to admit that you like following, that you are going to break the the norm, what's normal. Basically, if you are in this type of relationship, you have to be very strong. Like strong enough to accept that she is the one in charge and strong enough not to care what other people think. Now, let's talk psychology and why this kind of dynamic works so well for so many couples. And obviously, these are the reasons why you should try it if you are on the fence about it. First of all, it's balance. Relationships like this thrive when there's, a very confident woman and a man that likes to follow. Second, you know, um, it's actually about freedom. All day, men are told to hustle, to act tough, to lead, to provide, to be manly. But with these kinds of relationships, you can relax, you can breathe, and you can just be yourself. The third reason why you should try a relationship like this and why some, men are addicted to following a woman's lead is about connection. When you let a woman lead, the woman that you love lead, you are saying that you trust her. You're saying that you want to support her, you want to please her, and that deepens the relationship and the bonds even more. You know, it deepens the relationship even more than if you acted like you're in charge. But there's a part where men mess it up. They think that being supportive means doing nothing, and it's so wrong. Because being supportive and commitment is something active. You know, you prove it by listening, by following instructions, by showing effort. You prove it by making her life easier, not harder. And that means anticipating to her orders, her needs. You know, you do by doing this, you are showing effort. By following her instructions, by anticipating to her needs, and doing everything I told you, this shows effort. Commitment is not just about devotion, it's about consistent, visible devotion. Now I'm asking you, I want you to comment down below your replies, your answers. What kind of man are you? Are you the kind of man that follows her decisions? Or are you the kind of man that argues with her decisions? Are you the type that forgets what she asks for? Or do you remember every detail? I want to know. Ask yourself that right now. Because the difference between those type of mindsets decides if you are actually committed to following the lead of your woman or if you're just pretending. Now, you're probably wondering, how can you be submissive for a woman? Let me be clear about what it looks like in, in everyday life. First of all, consistency in small things. If she asks you to be somewhere at 7, you are there at 6:55. If she tells you she likes your shirt tucked in, then you do it without debate. Second, service in daily life. You cook dinner sometimes, not because she can't, but because you want to make her happy. You want to lighten her load. You do chores that she hates because you just want to make her happy, okay? Her comfort is what matters the most to you. Then we have emotional openness. You don't hide behind an ego. No. You need her approval. You know it and you admit it. Okay? So if you feel insecure about that, just say it and let her guide you through it. Just that simple. Respect. Always, no excuses. That's how you embody commitment. Not as a fantasy that you just dip into when it's convenient, but it's a lifestyle where you show your devotion every day. And obviously, I left the final one because it's the most important one. You respect her decisions. When she makes the call, like for example, where to go eat, how to spend your time, what to buy, etc., you just back her and you just respect those decisions. You don't complain, you don't argue, no eye rolling, and of course, no saying no. Or, but babe, no. None of that. So this is my message for you. If you're watching this right now and you know that you are supportive and you want this kind of relationship, own it, Don't be embarrassed, just own it. This is who you are. And the longer you deny it, the longer you're going to be stuck in relationships that don't fulfill you, okay? Remember this. Being a supportive boyfriend doesn't mean that you are weak or that you are less of a man. Simple as that. Again, I'll never get tired of saying this, but being submissive doesn't mean that you are weak. It just means that you found your strength in supporting, in following, and in letting the woman that you love guide you. That's powerful. But only if you do it the right way. Nothing half, hearted or just a bit of commitment. No, you have to be fully committed to this kind of lifestyle. You can't just pick and choose what you like, what you want to follow and what you don't want to follow. It doesn't work like that. Let me tell you. Maybe this is your message to stop pretending like you are the one who needs to lead, and it's your message to start admitting that you are happier following a woman's lead. Think about that. Comment down below what are your opinions, and if you fully embraced this kind of lifestyle? Because I want to know. Or if you're still on the fence about it.